Expedition Overland is proudly presented by General Tire, anywhere is possible, and in part by Maxtrax, take the easy way out, Magpul, hard goods and apparel, Warn, go prepared, Icon Vehicle Dynamics, Equipped Expedition Outfitters, CBI Off-Road Fabrication, X-Venture Trailers, and in association with Toyota, let's go places. We are on our way south from Lima, Peru, where we have just picked up Ryan Erickson to take on the second phase of the expedition. Ryan has been with us from the very beginning. We've been on many adventures together, and he's been able to do just about every trip with us. He's always game for adventure if he can make it. For starters, we're meeting up with Luis, our in-country contact for Peru. He's a fellow overlander that enjoys exploring his beautiful country of Peru.
How's it going? This is Clay.
Hi, Clay.
Nice How are you?
Doing great.
That is
We found Luis through a series of connections.
So like we've said before, as you travel, you interact with cool people. There's a lot of cool people all over the world. And through an email to a Peruvian 4x4 club, we got hooked up with Luis. He doesn't really know who we are or what we're doing. He just, hey, you guys are overlanders, you want to come check out this stuff? Sure, come on over, stop at my house. And we came into his house, and now he's like, let's hop on a boat and I'll take you around. So, okay, yeah, let's hop on a boat and let's go check out some stuff.
Hello, right now we're on the ocean in Peru. 2 days ago we were at 50,000 feet on a mountain pass. So it's pretty amazing how when you're out and about, within 3 days you go from 15,000 feet to the ocean.
One thing that I noticed right away with Luis is his parenting. His boy is 9, and he captains the boat for over 2 hours to our location. He's taking us to the Palomino Islands, a place completely dominated by sea lions.
How would you describe the smell?
It's quite pungent. You can smell it for sure. There's got to be tens of thousands of them here on this coastline. We're seeing them as far as our eyes can see, from up here clear down to here. Crazy amounts of them. We're told this little daring explorer is going to swim over to them because they're friendly. They don't sound friendly.
Wow.
It's like a grizzly bear walking off the doesn't he?
Yeah. Huge.
It's just like a grizzly bear. It kind of sounds like a feed yard or something, right? I mean, a little bit of a little cattle action going on. He's going for it. Going in next. When's the last time you got to say you swam with sea lions in Peru? With me, Norby's going?
That's a long ways.
Go swim up to that big one.
I will save you, Kurt. I'm not a very good swimmer, I'm not gonna lie.
I will save you too.
You got a fourth one join you guys.
Kurt's like, just kidding, sucker.
Where are we at? I have no idea, but there are tens of thousands of sea lions on the shore.
That's amazing!
The other mammals approach the other mammals in a potential epic battle. How do you feel in your natural habitat, Kurt?
They're amazing creatures. So noisy. It's hard to describe just how audible they are. Kind of not a bark, but a howl. But it just echoes up and down the shore. Because, you know, for a mile that way and maybe a mile that way, that's all we can see. Just sea lions sunning on the beach. And a lot of out in the water here too, barking at us. Shark! Shark!
I'm gonna get there. Here's my boat. Here it comes.
That right there is one of the gems of travel. You just wouldn't have been able to do that without going. Heather seems to be doing just fine being surrounded by 6 dudes. She's a trooper to say the least. Luis's boy fires up the grill and the burgers are on. We discuss everything from overlanding to Peru's politics and economic state. It was a refreshing time with great conversation. This meal is one of the best meals of the entire trip. Not just because of the great burgers, but the company. Luis and his family have shown us a great time. They've welcomed us in like family, and now are about to show us one of their favorite spots to cruise around. We all pack up and head out to the desert to find our campsite. It's been a hot day, so the dunes are super soft. Getting back into our campsite may be a challenge.
Make it 2 miles from the parking lot and the pavement, and Reinar had the Land Cruiser stuck bad in the sand here. To be fair, it's got a trailer on it, and it's a really heavy Land Cruiser in the soft sand, so it's going to take a little bit of accelerator pedal to make it through this stuff through the next day. So I can't give him too bad of a hard time. He's doing his best.
I'm gonna throw a match tracks down.
It's okay, Ryan. It's your first day. We're in our 3rd country, and this is the first time we've been stuck. Ryan's been here 1 day, and he's already got us stuck. Twice. It's all in good fun. We haven't been anywhere like this yet. Being in the dunes is a whole nother animal. But yeah, dragging a trailer through dunes is gonna be tough. But it'll be fun, it'll make us better drivers. And if we're gonna get stuck, it's a great place to get all practiced up. So hopefully Heather will get a little drive time tomorrow too and get some training on driving dunes. So, which is kind of like nothing else. Dunes are very special.
Navigating dunes in the dark is a big challenge and dangerous when you're not familiar with their features. We spend an hour or so wheeling into the dunes to find a level campsite.
Down the valley, so we can come down here and go out that way, or we can back up and go around and in. Here is a valley. We can go around and enter the valley, or enter the valley through here. Your call. Both look fun.
Yeah, either one is fun.
I think so we're saying kind of be on it a little bit. Chunky soft stuff.
Just for a little perspective, that edge is a 45-degree slope on the other side that drops about 100 feet.
Maybe just like right over here?
Here's a couple quick tips for driving dunes. Air down as low as possible, and always come to a stop pointed downhill. Otherwise, you're almost certain to get stuck when you try to move again. And use spotters. Spotters, spotters, spotters.
Did you just go through this little saddle and drop to the other side?
Yep. To the, if you were looking downhill from the hill that we came, it was to the right.
Copy that.
Yep, you're looking good.
One by one, we roll into a suitable campsite. And this marks the end of our time with Luis and his family.
Sign. Yeah,
Nice.
the whole family can sign it.
A ver, Luis, Mica, pon tu M.
Over Mr. Ryan. Radar O'Reilly.
Chiquito, no tan grande.
There's quite a bit of room in Peru Hills. Peru Hills,
Yeah.
or just anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
¿Quieres poner tu nombre?
Here or right here. That's right.
Awesome.
¿Qué escribes, Mica?
Yeah.
Very good.
No, si quieres ir.
Good job. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great. Man, what a good time.
Tom, I'm
Thank
for real.
you.
Thank you. Melanie, thank you for everything.
Have a nice continuation in your project.
Thank you.
In your adventure.
Ciao. Thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
Thanks, Luis and family. It was an amazing time.
Ciao. Bravo.
The next morning, Heather and I hop into Rufio for some hands-on lessons on driving dunes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you want to teach me how to drive dunes?
Yeah. So,
I'm stoked.
Cool.
I want to drive in the dunes.
all right. And we won't do anything real risky
Yeah.
because we can't risk the vehicles.
Yep.
But you will get better
Yeah.
in a short amount of time.
Awesome.
Keep on the power.
There is nothing better than dunes to teach throttle control and the use of momentum.
Now I want you to go up and go right this time.
Go up and go right?
Yep.
Okay.
Dunes are about power and understanding the loss of traction and momentum in soft surface environments. Heather is doing really well. However, it's Eric in the back that's not doing so hot.
I was just getting queasy back there. I don't know what it was.
Oh, are you good?
No, like I need to stop. I don't know. Speak your mind.
You're not explaining me very well.
You need to say, I need to stop
I need to stop and get out.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
Pop out.
I guess I don't know what the other word for stop is.
Stop now.
With OLSEN gone and our truck a little lighter, we take a steeper line and find ourselves temporarily airborne.
Let's go down that. It's good. Rev right there. Hold that RPM.
And
You want
then
to go straight up it. Yep, right. And back off.
And then stuck.
can I eke to the right?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm going to get out and look.
Okay.
Because you're probably going to have to go down through.
This is so much fun.
It's this tire that's really dug. Power, power, power.
Oh. Ah.
We have found ourselves in a bit of a pickle. We can't go uphill, and the side hill is pulling us into a small bowl.
X3, you got a copy?
Yep, go for X3.
Perfect. You want to buzz up to the top of this hill, park high up on it, and need a winch.
Copy that. So Clay was teaching Heather how to drive in the dunes this morning, and they got a little more stuck than they were anticipating, so we are headed up with X3 right now to use the winch and hopefully pull them out.
The only thing worse than too little power is too much power. If you're not careful, it can really take a toll on your truck.
Got it. Airborne.
This is Heather's first recovery ever, so naturally, we make her do everything. Recovery is a hands-on skill. You can read all the books you want, but if you want to be good at it, you just have to get stuck and get out.
Free line the cable up to the back of the Tacoma, where we're going to hook it up there, and then we're going to use this as the recovery vehicle. It's just going to be anchored off. He's pointed downhill so that when it comes time for him to go, he can leave, get out, get turned around, maybe use some max tracks to get the rest of the way up, so there's not a cable in between us. When you got this has to be pinned through that.
Okay.
Yep, tight, and then a quarter turn back. Boom, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, now you're gonna go to the driver's seat. Put the truck in neutral.
Okay.
and you're gonna let the winch do the work.
Okay, I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah, because we want to get up and stay flotation. If you're driving, it's just gonna dig.
How you feeling?
I'm slightly nervous, but also I think it's adrenaline.
Ready for tension.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Foot off the brake, foot off the gas.
Yep.
And winch yourself up there.
Eventually, I have Heather add just a little bit of throttle to assist in the recovery. Too much, and it will dig. It's a feather's touch to stay on top of the sand.
She's doing a great job. She's been doing some training this morning, learning how to drive in sand dunes, having a blast, and this is part of it. So everybody gets stuck at some point. So I'm in the vehicle that's being the anchor. She is winching to my rear bumper, so I'm just hanging out here. Vehicle's in neutral, foot on the brake.
Let the winch do the work here. Just a little bit of assistance. There you go. Okay, you feel, as soon as you start to feel like you can drive, which is what you're doing, hold tight.
Oh my gosh!
How'd that feel?
That was awesome.
You killed it. Good job.
Oh, yay!
Getting stuck's part of the game. It's fun too.
It is.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good. You're done.
It was so much fun. I'm learning so much.
It was a very successful recovery. But as our friend Taylor Swift would say, we aren't out of the woods yet. With her new lessons under her belt, it's now time to take the big hill out of the dunes.
Jump out of here, just carry nice, smooth transition speed right up over the top.
Ryan's first with the Land Cruiser and XV3 trailer in tow.
Stay into it, stay into it. Okay, start slowing down. Start slowing down, slow down, slow down. Okay, just go ahead and send it right to Jeff.
He nails the main dune with throttle perfection, but then forgets to take his foot off the pedal on the way down.
That was a hard one.
And a little rise at the bottom is what got him.
Good work. All right.
There was a steep edge on that one there.
Hit 100. So just who's in Rubio? Hey. All right. Who's Heather and Clay? You guys both in there? All right. Yep.
The biggest trick is to time your crest over a ridge with your speed and power. Too little power, and you stall out before you crest a hill. Too much, and you fly over the other side.
Okay, straighten your wheels down the hill. Perfect.
That was awesome.
Good job, Heather.
I feel very fulfilled. My insides are extremely excited right now, so it's checking off the bucket list as we go, which is good. So here we go, on to the next thing.
We're just going over the vehicles now, checking out, making sure everything looks okay. We're gonna head out from here and get rolling towards the Nazca Lines. So it should be a pretty fun afternoon.
I think we're good. Awesome.
Next up, the mysterious Nazca Lines.
The city of Nazca, but both sides of the highway there are visible lines. You won't see them from the highway, though. You gotta have some elevation to you. Maybe you'll see some of the straight lines, but we're certainly not gonna see the bird shapes or anything like that without the climbing up the tower. Copy. Yeah, we're good to definitely stop at that tower and climb up there and look. Yeah, it's fun to see. So we're gonna pull off here, and then Clay, if you want to run up here real quick, and maybe Nate, if he's doing camera stuff, come take a look at this, and we'll chat about the lines. We're gonna find a spot to pull off. I got Ryan on it.
The lines are a series of large ancient geoglyphs in the Nazca Desert, southern Peru.
That one's cool. Where's this one?
It's in a little mountain far away.
strange figures are more than 2,000 years old, scattered over 500 square kilometers of an arid plateau between two river valleys. Wow, that's crazy. Perfectly straight lines that go on for kilometers. They're so huge, the only way to fully observe them is from the sky.
Scholars believe that the Nazca Lines were created by the Nazca culture between 500 BC and 500 AD. Their true significance is unknown.
We were here too.
Next time you're in the area, check it out. It's worth a look. From here, we are heading west, departing from the coast and back up into the mountains towards Lake Titicaca, gaining big elevation and dropping big temps in a short amount of time.
Not only have we increased a bunch of altitude, but with altitude comes a mixed bag of other stuff. So for one, when we woke up this morning, I looked out the window and saw Ryan, and Ryan looked really rough. Like, he looked legitimately sick. I was like, "What's up?" And he said, "Did you sleep well?" And he said, No, I barely made it through the night, you know. I think it's obviously altitude. We're at 14,446 feet or something, according to one GPS. So we're right at the summit of Mount Rainier, especially coming from sea level, nearly sea level yesterday, and camping at 14,000. That's just a recipe for getting altitude sickness. So it's kind of hitting him the hardest right now. It's all part of the fun. It's all part of the adventure. We're going to eat some pancakes here real quick and get on our way to Lake Titicaca, which is just at 12,000 some feet. Hopefully Ryan feels a little better.
It's kind of strange. I've never had altitude sickness before, and I've been a lot higher than this, but I haven't spent a lot of time in the mountains in the past 6 months or so yeah, I suppose that's what did it.
Yesterday was a milestone for me. It was the first time in 6 days that I passed a solid stool. You're so happy to know that. It was a tough go. I don't know if I had food poisoning or something of that nature, an intestinal infection. It's nice to get over that. And it's also nice to have a team that picks up your slack when you're down. So everyone here was awesome, took great care of me. So it wasn't all bad. And I'm thankful to be here with this group doing this kind of thing right now.
You notice all these other guys are getting sick, elevation sickness. It's because they're not having their Just for Men once a day gummy vitamins. No problemos here. They're hard this morning, like really hard. I feel better already though.
The only way to feel better from altitude sickness is to drop in elevation. Sometimes it doesn't take much. So we scoot to get to Lake Titicaca, where you can finally get Ryan a bed. On our way, we see our first flamingos of the trip. In the distance, llama herders have taken their herd to water. Next up, the highest navigable lake in the world, Lake Titicaca. A place with beautiful scenery and beautiful people. Lake Titicaca is huge. By volume of water and by surface area, it's the largest lake in South America.
We've got a big push coming up in the next, basically the next 2 weeks. So we decided that it would be best if we got a hotel. We decided to use this hotel for a couple reasons. It ticked off a lot of things that we like to have. One is secure parking, a good rate, and near where we want to go explore. So when we came in here, we looked at the perimeter, we talked to the people, we liked that we were able to park our trucks, back them in somewhere where the front desk can see the trucks all the time. Then we pull out every piece of necessary equipment, bring them into our hotel rooms. At that point, we put on the do not disturb, placard on the front of the door so people aren't coming in and out, staff aren't coming in and out of our rooms. It's just another layer of security that we use. And it also provided us the place to leave our trucks, because today we're going to go and explore some islands apparently that are man-made on Lake Titicaca, and they've been used that way for a long time. So we're just going to go hop on a boat and check these out, and we're able to safely leave our trucks here, and then we'll be coming back and moving on. So let's go explore the lake.
Yeah, so we're just heading up the channel here. I'm excited to see what a floating island looks like. I've never seen one of those before, made by reeds, which is so incredible to me. So it's going to be a good day learning about some culture.
The floating islands predate Incan culture, made to evade hostile invaders. They are made from stacks and stacks of cut reeds from the bank. Some of them here are up to 50 feet thick, and fires are the greatest security concern now to their survival.
Don't forget the greeting. When we hear Kamisaraki, we answer Waliki.
All right, here we go. Put your Waliki faces on.
This white part is the part of the reed that they eat. We eat. Look at this. There is like a skin, but it's very nutritious. Just a piece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the chunk? Yes.
Not bad.
Yeah? Just like that, yeah. Perfect.
It's actually pretty good.
So she just invited us into her house and had us sit down and was just telling us a little bit, just welcomed us in, and was just very generous and polite, and showing us around and just teaching us a little bit about her culture. Pretty impressed in what they can do with very limited resources with just this reed, actually. So it's, yeah, definitely is nothing I've ever seen before.
Travel all these different places and you see cool things, and one thing that always just comes to mind, hello, how you doing? It's okay, you got a toothache? I've been there. But people are people anywhere you go, and they make a living in one way or another, but people are just people. So it's pretty cool to come see this, take it all in. I mean, when was the last time you could say you're on Lake Titicaca on a floating island? So, adios, amigo. Ciao. It's about 30 cents American to have your passport stamped. Here you go. Right here.
Next, yeah, in this corner.
This corner, yeah, it's
this corner.
right there, yeah, it's bien.
6.
Come to find out, this type of activity is highly illegal, but whatever.
Yeah, so now I'm checked into the island here. I can't leave. They only have an entrance stamp, no exit stamp.
Behind the store.
I think it's the only stamp we've ever had to pay for. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
The experience was a little touristy, but that's okay once in a while. Some things have been commercialized and there's nothing you can do about it. But often, the experience is still worth it. It's our final night in Peru, and we are able to capitalize on an early evening to camp and relax, to reflect on our time here.
Just doing a little filming, setting up camp.
Yeah, where at?
Right on the seashore, and still in Peru, but right over there is Bolivia. And we will be taking a ferry there tomorrow, sticking the vehicles on there and hitching a ride.
I've been the solo girl for about 5 days now. I'm learning a lot about guys and very blessed by the way that they treat me and been encouraged, which is great, and everybody's looking out for me. It's important to know that you're a valued team player, and I truly feel that.
Here we are on the beautiful shores of Lake Titicaca, and our voyage through Peru is coming to an end. Beautiful country, the people here have been extremely friendly, and we've seen some amazing places. It's been tiring though, and I think that's just part of where we are in our trip and the time we've been away from home so far. So I think if I were to come back fresh and have a new perspective, things would be a lot different, but right now it just feels like we're ready to move on.
I was just really excited to get down here with the rest of the crew, and you know, I love traveling, I love seeing new places, and awesome to be able to do that with some old friends as well as some new people that got to spend time with that I haven't gotten to spend much time with before.
I think I might have been right in my expectations of what the mountain towns were like, but Peru as a whole was quite a lot different than I thought it would be. I didn't expect some of the kind of how hard it was here. I haven't quite processed everything that I'm kind of feeling about it, but I think there's something for me to learn from my experience in Peru. So I'm excited to soak on it for a little while.
Sometimes in travel you go through growing pains. Mark Twain summed it up best when he wrote, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime." And I guess that about sums it up.